Trump now appears to be returning to bunker-buster bombs after a month of fighting failed to produce a decisive result. Trump has dropped bombs near one of Iran's most sensitive strategic zones after Tehran appeared to snub his proposed peace plan.
The information that has been conveyed to us from the U.S., regardless of what name you want to give it, as 15 articles or whatever you call it, involved a large number of requests that are excessive, unrealistic, and illogical.
The latest escalation comes as reports continue to highlight strain on U.S. and Israeli defenses, raising fresh questions. At the same time, speculation is growing that Trump could be preparing for a ground invasion option if continued airstrikes fail to force Iran into submission. The United States reportedly used 2,000-pound bunker-buster bombs in its latest bombing campaign inside Iran, according to fresh reporting on the March 31st strike wave. Explosions rocked an Iranian army ammunition depot near Mount Safa in Isfahan on March 31st, adding another major flashpoint to the widening conflict. Multiple blasts were heard at what was described as one of Iran's largest munition storage sites, pointing to a strike of significant scale and intensity. Isfahan was already one of the nuclear-related sites bombed by the United States during the 12-day war in June 2025, making it a familiar target in earlier U.S. operations. Smoke and fire were seen rising from the area as emergency teams rushed to respond to the blasts, according to reporting cited from Iran International. The explosions came after the United States reportedly used a high volume of penetrator munitions in the strike, suggesting a deliberate attempt to hit hardened military infrastructure. The Iranian depot was hit with 2,000-pound bunker-buster bombs, according to reporting that cited the Wall Street Journal and a U.S. official familiar with the strike details. These U.S. strikes come even as reports continue to point to peace talks with Iran aimed at halting the broader war in the Middle East. Donald Trump had proposed a 15-point peace plan after postponing strikes on Iran's energy sites, trying to pair military pressure with a diplomatic offer. Iran appeared to reject that peace plan, calling it excessive, unrealistic, and illogical in a sign that Tehran was not ready to accept Washington's terms. Tehran also seemed openly defiant amid reports that the United States could still be considering a possible ground operation on Iranian soil despite the parallel peace track.
It is very clear that the United States and the Zionist regime are using the facilities of regional countries to attack Iran, and in such circumstances, international law and our inherent right to self-defense allow us to target the origin and source of these aggressions. Just a few days ago, news emerged that American fuel tankers are operating in bases in Saudi Arabia. In other neighboring countries in the region, it is the same. Our demand is very clear. We truly expect countries in the region to prevent the United States and the Zionist regime from using their facilities and territories to attack Iran, in accordance with the principle of good neighborliness and international law. We have not had any negotiations with America. What has happened is that they have presented a request for negotiations along with a set of proposals, which has reached us through some intermediaries, including Pakistan. Our position is very clear. We are currently in a situation where the military aggression and invasion by America continues with intensity, and we are certainly exerting all our efforts and capabilities to defend ourselves. We do not evaluate these claims as honest. The information that has been conveyed to us from the U.S., regardless of what name you want to give it, as 15 articles or whatever you call it, involved a large number of requests that are excessive, unrealistic, and illogical. The meetings that Pakistan has with neighboring countries are within a framework that they themselves established. We have not participated in this framework. If regional countries, neighboring countries, are concerned about peace and security, that is a commendable matter. If membership in the Non-Proliferation Treaty is going to be just a name on a paper for us, and we are not only unable to benefit from the rights stipulated in it, but also subjected to aggression and injustice, what is the point of membership in this document? We are still members of this document, and as long as we are members, we are certainly committed to the obligations stipulated in it. More regrettable than this criminal action of U.S.-Israel attacking Iran is the indifference of the agency and the Director General personally, which, in fact, for the umpteenth time, has adopted a very incorrect approach towards the military aggression of the United States and the Zionist regime specifically against Iran's nuclear facilities, and instead of condemning the aggressors and holding them accountable, In his interviews, he uses expressions and statements that complicate the problems. The countries in the region that he, Zelensky, has visited are certainly smarter than to allow such a person, who has subjected his own country to a very destructive war over the past 4 years and brought about such tragedies for the good people of Ukraine, letting him to deceive them. If a government claims to represent the people and values popular sovereignty, it must definitely prioritize public demands and make them the basis of its policies. However, unfortunately, this is not the case in America. Despite the claim that democracy and the opinion of the people rule there, we know that decisions regarding a matter of such importance as war and peace are made by a small number of individuals, by a specific circle, possibly in coordination with a genocidal regime in our region.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.